2,000 years ago, Marcus Aurelius was the most powerful man on earth. He ruled an empire that spanned millions of square miles and controlled the lives of millions. As emperor, he commanded the strongest military force in the world and held the power to make life and death decisions. Despite having such immense authority, Marcus could have easily chosen a life of luxury, indulging in wealth and comfort, or, like many rulers before him, he could have succumbed to the immense pressures of his role, leading to either madness or a tyrannical rule. Yet, as one of his biographers noted, Marcus proved worthy of his power. He did not let it corrupt him, nor did he allow the weight of his responsibilities to overwhelm him. But what was his secret? How did he manage to balance his duties and retain his moral compass? Fortunately, through his personal writings and meditations, we gain insight into the mind and daily routines of the philosopher king. Today, we explore what his life looked like and the timeless lessons we can draw from his example. Like many of us, Marcus Aurelius struggled with getting out of bed in the morning. Though he wasn't a natural morning person, he trained himself to rise early. In meditations, he often grappled with the temptation to stay under the warmth of his covers. He would ask himself, "Was I made to huddle under blankets and stay warm? Is this my purpose?" This internal struggle is something we can all relate to. The challenge of overcoming inertia to face the day's tasks. Yet Marcus understood that discipline begins with these small decisions. Rising early and getting out of bed may seem insignificant, but it set the tone for the rest of his day. One way Marcus might have made this easier for himself was by employing tactics we use today, like placing his alarm clock, or its ancient equivalent, across the room to force himself out of bed. This small act of discipline shaped his morning, and in turn, his life. He chose, day after day, to do what was difficult but essential. In the early hours of the morning, Marcus likely spent time in quiet reflection, engaging in meditation, philosophical study, and journaling. These moments of stillness allowed him to ground himself before the demands of his position took over, requests from officials, appeals from the public, military matters, and more. In contrast to many of us, who check our phones the moment we wake, Marcus practiced what the Stoics call ataraxia, or freedom from disturbance. Instead of reacting to problems immediately, he used his mornings to cultivate a calm, reflective state of mind. In meditations, Marcus prepares for the day by reminding himself of the kinds of people he would encounter: meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly. This wasn't an exercise in pessimism, but in mental preparation. He knew that expecting everyone to be wonderful would only lead to disappointment, and he preemptively set his mind to remain calm and patient. This practice, known as premeditation, is a Stoic technique for anticipating challenges and managing them with grace. Throughout his day, Marcus engaged in a wide range of activities, from attending to legal matters and making political decisions to leading troops and addressing public concerns. His schedule was rigorous, filled with high-stakes tasks. However, Marcus knew the importance of efficiency. Inspired by his stepfather, Antoninus, who meticulously planned his days down to even bathroom breaks, Marcus learned to structure his time carefully. He prioritized tasks, delegated responsibilities, and approached each duty with full presence. His focus on deep work, the ability to concentrate intensely on the task at hand, was another cornerstone of his productivity. He would remind himself to be ready to answer the question, "What are you thinking about right now?" This emphasis on mindfulness helped him stay composed under pressure, a valuable lesson in modern leadership and personal discipline. Despite his intense workload, Marcus understood the importance of balance. He made time for physical exercise, which included boxing, wrestling, horseback riding, and hunting. These activities were more than just exercise for him. They were a way to clear his mind and recharge. Marcus also found solace in nature. He often took walks and observed the world around him, marveling at the bending of grains under their own weight or the foam at a boar's mouth. Nature, for him, was a source of spiritual renewal, a temple of the gods. Even amid the chaos of his responsibilities, Marcus knew how to find stillness. For example, when attending the brutal games at the Colosseum, where most Romans cheered for violence, Marcus often used the time to reflect, write, or read. His ability to find peace within, even in the midst of chaos, speaks volumes about his commitment to Stoic principles. Another essential part of Marcus's daily routine was his engagement with learning. He was an avid reader and writer, regularly quoting from memory works by Aeschylus, Homer, and Epictetus. His letters to his mentor, Cornelius Fronto, reveal a deep dedication to continual growth, both as a leader and a philosopher. Even with his overwhelming responsibilities, Marcus never stopped seeking wisdom, using every opportunity to deepen his understanding of life and philosophy. At the end of each day, Marcus engaged in a form of self-reflection, similar to what the Stoic philosopher Seneca recommended. He would review his actions, assess how he had performed, and contemplate what he could improve. This practice of nightly self-examination helped him stay accountable, constantly striving for personal growth. His writings and meditations reflect this continual effort to live in alignment with his principles. One of the most profound practices in Marcus's daily life was memento mori, the Stoic exercise of remembering that death is inevitable. He would often reflect on the transient nature of life, reminding himself that each day could be his last. This wasn't a morbid fixation. It was a way to cherish every moment. When he tucked his children in at night, he would remind himself that they might not be there in the morning. This practice helped him stay present, fully appreciating the time he had with loved ones. Despite the adulation and reverence he received as emperor, Marcus constantly worked to keep himself grounded. He warned against becoming Caesarified, becoming too enamored with power and prestige. Even when surrounded by wealth and praise, Marcus viewed the lavish displays as mere symbols, dead pigs and rocks from mines. By maintaining this humble perspective, he prevented arrogance from clouding his judgment, a practice we can all adopt in our own lives to stay grounded in the face of success. Finally, Marcus's reflections on death taught him the value of time. He criticized how easily we waste our time, acting as though we have endless days ahead of us when, in reality, time is finite. Each day, Marcus would ask himself what he had to show for his time, urging himself to live with intention and purpose. The life and routines of Marcus Aurelius offer timeless lessons on discipline, balance, and self-awareness. Despite the centuries that separate us, his struggles and solutions remain strikingly relevant. By embracing his practices of self-reflection, mindfulness, and Stoic discipline, we too can lead more intentional and meaningful lives. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of Marcus Aurelius's daily routine. If you found this journey insightful, please leave a comment, like the video, and subscribe for more content on timeless wisdom and practical philosophy.